Houston Rockets even the series 2-2 with a 95-92 victory over the Golden State Warriors. First of all, give Houston a lot of credit. They went through a 12-0 run where they didn't score, and then in the third quarter they went through like a 15-2 run by Stephen Curry all by himself. Hit like 3 threes, got layups and stuff like that. So they battled back. They held serve defensively. I can't say lock up, but they really gave the Warriors fits. Stephen Curry only had 3 points in the third quarter. Kevin Durant was fourth quarter, and Kevin Durant was a no-show in the fourth quarter. James Harden and CP3 did what they had to do. They played a great game. James Harden 30 points, CP3 27 points, and what CP3 did was really huge. Was on the rotations when he got the ball, he would fake the pass, keep the ball, and shoot the three. So that was really good in itself. So congratulations to Houston. Definitely, they couldn't go down 3-1. So now we have a really good series because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 games. As far as the Warriors side, you could tell one of 2 things. First of all, defensively, they screwed the pooch on many plays. Draymond Green blew like 3 assignments on switches. There was one where CP3 was in the corner with Stephen Curry guarding him. Draymond Green came to shadow, but he let Trevor Ariza go by him. Trevor Ariza went on the opposite corner, on the opposite side of the court, nailed the 3. And there was a switch with Kevin Looney where Draymond Green was just supposed to switch. He didn't switch with Kevin Looney. They both doubled CP3. CP3 made a pocket pass back to the 3-point line. And Eric Gordon hit a 3. All last night, the Warriors started blowing defensive assignments. They turned the ball over a whole lot, and they fouled a great deal. But essentially, what it boils down to, Houston outplayed them down the stretch, and they just kept wavering the storm. They stuck to their game plan, and the Golden State Warriors didn't stick to their game plan offensively or defensively. Offensively, they got really stagnant. They tried to just give the ball to Steph. And this is what was really weird to me. They tried to force feed Steph the rest of the entire game, but when things were going down like a 12-point lead or 10-point lead in the third, and then went into the fourth, Steph sits down for like 5 minutes, they can't score. That's just the weirdest thing. It's just like they completely forgot about the motion offense. They forgot about moving the ball, moving their bodies. And I don't know, part of that might be due to the fact that Andre Iguodala wasn't there, so you have to have Jordan Bell and you have to have Kevin Looney in the lineup, which clogs up the paint and stuff like that. Like with Andre Iguodala on the court, they know he could hit a 3. They know he could cut, so he's like a live threat. With Looney on the court, with Bell on the court, you just know they're a lob threat only. Like, so that allowed the Houston Rockets to really load up on KD, Steph, Clay. Speaking of Clay, I don't know if that needs 100% because he was on and off throughout the entire game, especially that last play. They tried to force him the ball and try to hit a fadeaway shot. That wasn't a good shot. They should have definitely called timeout. But, I mean, Warriors had their chances to take this game. I'm not going to say that they blew this game because you got to give Houston a huge credit for what they did. But I really feel that the Warriors, they had a lot of mental lapses, and they just lost their trust factor down the stretch. They thought when on the third quarter they basically won the game, and the game is played with 4 quarters, not 3. And that goes back to that whole LeBron joke when he played in Sacramento. When he played in the first NBA Finals with the Heat. You know, he can't give you 4 quarters, and that's what happened with the Warriors. You know, they're really lucky that this game was just game 4 and not a game 7 where they pulled this stunt. You know, like, I've never seen Draymond Green blow so many defensive assignments. I've never seen KD and Steph Curry not unable to score in the fourth quarter. Maybe Kerr held Curry out too long in the fourth. He should have put him in sooner, or maybe he should have called a timeout when the Rockets cut it to 7, because he really didn't call a timeout till Rockets took a lead. So that's certain things that, you know, the Warriors have to look at film and fix. As far as Houston Rockets, this is the way that they're going to try to win the series. They have to hope and pray that their defense locks up Stephen Curry, KD, and stuff like that. And then on top of that, they have to make sure that CP3 and James Harden are going. James Harden was going throughout the second quarter. Third quarter, not so much. Fourth quarter, he wasn't that good. Fourth quarter, James Harden wasn't that good. So CP3 came in and handled business, and Eric Gordon hit some big shots. But they just have to hope that their defense could hold those guys under a certain amount of points, and then they have James Harden and CP3 going. That's exactly what happened. And like I said last video, they got the benefit of the whistle, which I told you guys. I said we don't know how the refs are gonna call this game, and they called it tight. I'm not gonna say in favor of one team or the other, but the Rockets got the benefit of the whistle a great deal. They went to the line over 20 times, and that really kept them in the game. That kept guys in a rhythm, in a lather. They shooting free throws. They get to see the ball go in. And that's product of Kevin Looney and Bell being in the lineup. They fouled a whole lot. Kevin Looney had 5 fouls. Bell had like 3 or 4 fouls. So that game, they fouled a great deal, which is uncharacteristic of their defense. And offense, they didn't trust each other. They had a low amount of assists. And their turnovers, Stephen Curry throws the ball to Draymond Green, he's not looking. There was a turnover by Livingston, which Gerald Green forced him into, which was really good. But Livingston had like 3 or 4 turnovers, I want to say, that he just kept trying to hold the guy back from getting the ball. Pick up the ball. Pick up the basketball and play. Like, you stop turnover the ball. That's the thing about the Warriors. When they turn over the ball, get sloppy, they stop trusting each other, they stop trusting passes, and the whole thing gets blown up. So it's the best of 3 series now. Houston has regained home court advantage. But I don't think home court advantage really matters in this series because both teams have proven they can win at each other's house. So Game 5 is a pivotal game. This possibly could go 7. I said this is going to be a 6 or 7 game series. Like, you can't disrespect one team or the other. Like, oh, this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be that. Every game, everybody kept overreacting. I think now people have calmer heads. They see what it really is. And this is time for the cream to rise to the top. You know, the cream always rises to the top. So who has more cream, that's who's going to win this series. But the thing that really gets me is just KD was really off down the stretch of the game, and the Warriors took a lot of bad shots in that game. If it wasn't for the third quarter, they'd probably lose that game by 15. Think about this too. Rockets fed off a lot of those turnovers in the first quarter. If Warriors don't turn over the ball a great deal, they're probably up, instead of 12-0, they're up 18-0, 17-0. Maybe that shifts the balance of the game. But the Rockets really fought and battled that game. Like, that reminded me of like the Cavs when they beat the Warriors 2016. It was Game 5, something like that. That's what it reminded me of when Kyrie had 41, LeBron had 41. I mean, CP3 and James Harden had 41, but just the way that they battled and kept themselves in the game. Also, reminds me a lot, of the Game 7 that they played in 2016. Just battling, great defense, guys diving, just strong defensive effort. And that's what it's going to take for 48 minutes to beat the Golden State Warriors, to have a shot to beat them. Because if you look at the game, KD didn't really play really well. Klay didn't play really well. Curry had a decent game except for that fourth quarter. And they only lose by 3. So you just have to hold serve and stick to your game plan. And as you see in the game, the Warriors didn't stick to their game plan. That's why they lost.